Welcome to The Explainer. If you've been on the internet literally at all lately, you've probably been completely flooded with AI side hustle tutorials. You know the ones: trading bots, faceless channels, automated newsletters. It feels like there's a brand new tool launching every single day, right? And of course, another person swearing their specific method is the absolute best. It is just pure chaos out there right now. But hey, today we're going to sift through all that noise together and, find some actual clarity in the AI side hustle space. Let's get into it.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're scrolling for hours, hunting for the perfect way to make money with AI. You find a great idea, you get super excited, but then the very next post says something entirely different, so you save that one too. Suddenly, you have 20 perfect ideas sitting in your bookmarks, and you started exactly 0 of them. Listen, this analysis paralysis, it is completely normal. Having too many good options is exactly what keeps so many incredibly smart people stuck right at step 1. Actually, scratch that. It's not a lack of work ethic at all. It's literally just being buried under an avalanche of choices.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. First, the AI analysis paralysis, then the clear evaluation method, followed by creative AI services, AI voice agents, and finally, AI digital products. Section 1. The AI analysis paralysis. As we just mentioned, being paralyzed by a new AI tool every single day, totally normal reaction right now. Everyone knows AI is the future, and everyone knows that's where the massive opportunity is. But getting past that endless research phase, that is what actually separates the successful from the permanently stuck. The source material captures this beautifully, saying, you were simply standing in front of 100 doors with no idea which one to open. So today, we're going to find the right door for you, so you can stop scrolling and actually start building.
Section 2. The clear evaluation method.
To pick the right door, we have to strip away all the hype and score these side hustles objectively. Because think about it, what works beautifully for someone with deep technical patience might be an absolute nightmare for someone who just wants to flex their creative muscles, right? So we're using the CLEAR acronym today as our guide. We evaluate based on 5 crucial factors. C is for competition. How crowded is the market? L is longevity. Will this still be around in 5 years? E is effort. How hard is it to learn the skills? A is autonomy. Does the business run without you being there? And R is for recurring. Does the income actually repeat? Each category gets up to 5 points, meaning the absolute perfect holy grail of side hustles would score a 25 out of 25.
Section 3. Creative AI services.
These creative services all rely on producing assets at scale to solve real problems for businesses. First up, we have AI UGC, user-generated content. Instead of dealing with the old bottlenecks of, shipping physical products to actors and managing expensive studios, you can now use specialized AI tools. Take Higgsfield, for example. You can use it to generate hyper-realistic faceless product ads in just minutes. It's wild. You write a script, generate a face, upload product images, and boom, the AI handles the entire studio production, spitting out a human-looking video talking directly to the camera.
So, the crucial point here is where the leverage kicks in. Sure, a single video might sell for $100, but the real play? Monthly retainers. E-commerce brands desperately need fresh content constantly to keep their ads from getting stale. Secure just 5 brands on retainer at $2,000 a month for fresh content, and you're hitting $10,000 a month. The math is surprisingly simple, isn't it? But look, every model has trade-offs. The pros of AI UGC are absolutely fantastic. The startup cost is practically 0, and the skill barrier is incredibly low. You literally don't even need a camera or editing skills. However, the cons are real. Because it's so easy to start, the competition is fierce. And fundamentally, your income is tied directly to your hours. The second you stop producing videos, your income drops straight to 0. Comparing this to the other creative services real quick, AI websites offer really nice high-ticket, one-off payments, but you're constantly hunting for the next client. AI clipping, on the other hand, offers great recurring revenue from creators who constantly publish. But it demands endless, factory-like production from you just to keep up with their relentless content schedules. Section 4. AI voice agents. Now we're shifting gears away from creative assets to a much more operational model. Think about this. When a dentist or a home service company misses a phone call, they bleed revenue because that customer is just going to dial the very next business on Google. An AI voice agent acts as a 24/7 superhuman receptionist. It never sleeps, it handles the conversation completely naturally, and it books appointments directly. The value prop here is massive. You're offering a flawless AI fix to a very, very expensive problem for local businesses. And honestly, the crazy part? Setting this up requires exactly 0 coding. None.
You simply follow 3 steps. First, you train the agent on its specific job and give it a script. Second, you connect it to the business's calendars and upload their knowledge base. And third, you just set up the call forwarding. The software does all the heavy lifting while you just map out how the conversation should flow.
Looking at the pros and cons, voice agents offer incredible leverage. You get high upfront setup fees and an incredibly sticky service. Like once it's seamlessly booking appointments, a business is never going to turn it off. On the flip side, this definitely has the steepest learning curve of the bunch. It requires real patience and tinkering, and if there's a glitch, well, the client relies entirely on you to fix it. However, that steep learning curve is actually a blessing in disguise. It beautifully filters out all the lazy competition.
Section 5. AI Digital Products.
This model right here, it fundamentally breaks the traditional time for money chain. We all know about ebooks, templates, and courses, but historically, you had to be the absolute subject matter expert or have a full production team behind you to make them. Today, AI completely removes that barrier. You don't need to be the expert anymore. You just point the AI at a specific problem, and it researches, structures, and builds out the entire comprehensive solution.
Let's look at the math of leveraged income for a second. If you price an incredibly valuable AI-generated program at $500, you only need 20 sales a month to hit that $10,000 mark. And the true magic here? Once a digital product is built, it costs absolutely nothing to reproduce. The 10th sale costs you the exact same amount of time and money to fulfill as the 200th sale, which is zero. No client emails to answer and no manual services to deliver.
The pros are just staggering. 0 marginal cost per sale, limitless scale, and true autonomy. The cons? Well, it's realistically kind of like a slot machine with unlimited pulls. You might have to launch 2 or 3 products before one really hits big. And obviously, a product doesn't just magically sell itself. You absolutely need to build a distribution channel or tap into existing marketplaces to actually get it in front of buyers.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happens when we apply that clear framework. A really revealing picture shakes out. UGC gets a 12 out of 25, Clipping a 14, Websites a 15, Voice Agent score a solid 16, and by the way, I know some source materials out there had a funny typo saying it scored a 69, but the math is definitely a 16. Finally, sitting right at the very top, Digital Products secure a wildly impressive 20 out of 25.
Looking at our top 3, it's fascinating to see exactly why Digital Products took the crown. It is the only model here to achieve a perfect 5 out of 5 for autonomy. It's the only path where you can actually step away and the money just doesn't stop flowing. Websites are great for reliable one-offs, and voice agents are absolutely perfect if you want high-ticket recurring revenue and you really don't mind a technical challenge. But Digital Products, they offer true autonomous scale.
So, we've narrowed the chaos down to a clearly ranked, proven handful of options. You have the framework and you have the math. But here is the real question to leave you with. In an era where AI can build almost anything you can imagine, the only real bottleneck left is you deciding where to point it. Which door will you finally open today? Thanks for exploring this with us on The Explainer, and we'll see you next time.